What's up, YouTube? So we're on our way to a call right now. Should be fairly simple. New rooftop unit, brand new rooftop unit. Sounds like the electricians just got power to them, and one of four is tripping the breaker when the blower kicks in. So we're gonna get where we're going and find out what the hell's going on. See, maybe it was built on a Friday and they wired it wrong. Maybe we got a bad blower motor. So we'll get in here and see what we got. We're on our trek through. Had to be safety trained and then shown where I was going. We have a bunch of ammonia systems on this roof, so I think I gotta go around the corner and then up. So I'm gonna get over there. Looks like we got some old guys here. That one's new. I'm gonna get over there and get up, reset the breaker, got the unit turned off. So we'll poke around with the meter and figure out where our short's at. There's all your ammonia. Some refrigeration over there. Here's our ladder. Tell you one thing, there's the hatch I'm going back down. We're gonna go right through here to the right. That'll be our unit. This is the trek we have to take a lot of times. So, see the panels off on that guy. Electricians are still working on that and the controls. And there's our guy there. Let's get these panels off and find out what's up. Nothing out of the ordinary. Except that, see that contactor's halfway in. That may be why you can see the difference there. That one's out, that one's in. So it either welded a line, anything else looks good. I don't have power here yet, but we will check our 3-phase power. We'll have to tear this off to get to the main power in. I hear something and it feels a little tight. I don't smell any electrical burn. This cap tube's gonna rub. It's just a leak waiting to happen. So there's my power to the motor. Looks like everything's matched up there. Should be going out to my motor. There's no short there. No short there. No short there. So using continuity, I'm not seeing a short. Maybe it's just this contactor. So let's pop the contactor, get our electrical undone, and check all that before we go any further. This is where our power comes in with the trains. You're hooking up to some kind of control system that hasn't been wired yet, but all that's right there. So let's just verify Got 3-phase, 490. 490. Oh, missed it. Where you at? There you are. 490. So got good power. Contactor did weld at some point. For some reason, it's stuck in there. So it's gonna need a new contactor. It is welded on there good, man. So first of all, let's check our motor. I don't see any shorts, but this is kind of weird, and it kind of felt tight to me. I mean, something's not right with that motor. The belt's awful tight too. I'm gonna take the belt off, maybe pop the back panel and get in towards where the wires are and make sure all of our wires are connected and we don't have nothing there. Got my belt off. There's something in that motor's not right. It's locked up right there, and then it freezes, and then it locks up right there again. And it freezes up. And you can kind of hear the bearings or something. That's weird to be a brand new damn motor. So we may check the electrical connections on the back. But I have a feeling we're gonna need a new motor. So, the wire's burnt up. It looks a little like it got a little warm inside of there. And if I'm looking at that right, you can see low volt there, like it's wired wrong. I think to switch it, you would flip it around. No, that would be right. So I see high right there, so it would be high volt. So it's in there right. So everything looks normal in there. Next thing I'm gonna do is ohm it out, I guess. See what kind of ohm reading I get. Alright, so try to do this with one hand. You can see I got my wires disconnected here. Power coming in, power going out to my motor. See if we can't get an ohm reading. See what that looks like. It's a 3-phase motor, so reverse shouldn't bother us. Reverse will just, unlike a compressor, it won't damage it, it'll just run backwards. That's not a good ohm reading. Let's try another leg. Yeah, there's something going on with the windings in that motor. You can see the burnt up from the back. How about the last leg? This should read just about like any compressor. That's a whole lot of resistance right there. You should get a normal, 1 point something or 2 point something, but that's not a normal reading. So we got a bad motor. I'm assuming from the factory. I don't know, but, and you can also tell because it locks up. And you can see it gets right there and locks up, and then it'll kind of free, hits its spot again and gets locked up. So there's something wrong with the motor. We'll have to get with the customer, get back with trane, because we need a contactor too. The contactor's welded shut. I couldn't even pry it open. I didn't try that hard, but for right now, I'm not gonna be able to make this guy run, so kind of is what it is at this point. I'm not sure what happened, but we're gonna take all the notes, get all of the unit information, and then we'll get a warranty motor and go from there. So, like I said, this wasn't gonna be too hard, but it was just kind of interesting. Brand new unit. So, as always, leave me a comment. Leave the trade better than you found it. See you guys on the next one. Just for S&G. I have motor disconnected still, so we do have our 3-phase power. Let's see what our welded contactor looks like. This way, maybe you guys can see better. So it's on the outlet side of the contactor at 31.8. 32. And nothing. In the contactor, we're gonna have our 480 volts, 490 volts. Let's go across our legs. There's an almost open contact. Yeah. So I don't know if the contactor tore the motor up or if the motor tore the contactor up, but there we go. See y'all next time. What are the odds this pulley comes off of here? I didn't bring my puller up. If I can get on it. It's right there. Let me get it loose and see. It does help. This is the adjustment side, but this will lock it on there too. You'd be surprised. So it does help to loosen this one as well. So if I can get it to loosen, we'll loosen that one. Take the back one out, see if it won't slide off there. Those do make it pretty easy to get in and out. So these bolts here, you can see, will actually slide back and pop out. So the front bolts have a fitting like that, so they screw right in. And then we just loosen those up. And it'll slide out of there. We can take those bolts completely off then and put them back loosely on the new motor. Get that out of the way. And just see where we're at. So it doesn't matter because we can always switch it after the fact, but L1 red, L2 blue, L3 black. So red, blue, and black. Out. Sometimes they will send you new wires and all. They're on there good and tight. We'll make sure they go back on the new one tight too. Come on off there. All right. I'm gonna loosen this up, get these wires disconnected. We'll pull the motor out. Might have to have two hands on the wheel for that. Pulley did come off there nice and easy. Just gonna slide out of there just like that. Get this out and get these bolts all the way out. And then we get to lug the new motor up here. So it's gonna be the next task. And for everybody who's gonna scream at me and tell me I didn't check at the motor, and you should have checked at the motor. If it was short of the ground, I would have bypassed those wires and checked at the motor. But those abnormal readings weren't coming from a wire screwed up. I can get on the things. So there's your same 30 whatever. It's hard to get on these things. There you go. So the motor windings are screwed up. Now, let's get this one down, lug the other one up, and we'll put it all back together. Before we bolt it down, we'll get everything on. I got a measurement on the pulley on this side, and we'll go from there. Still curious as what the hell actually happened to this motor. See, it's burnt up inside there. Let's go down and get the new one. So you want to do commercial service? You better be prepared. Y'all hear me heavy breathing half the time. It's because I'm moving. These motors and stuff don't get on the roofs themselves. I'm just happy I don't have to carry all my equipment, recovery and everything else. It's a long trek through the building, and that's an easy roof hatch. But still, there's a lot of flights of stairs up to the high roof here. So, let me get this motor down. We'll get this guy in place, get everything secured, go from there. Set it there first and get these bottom bolts in. Goes that one. There she goes. Now, back's locked in. Those bolts. We can get in the back and put our electric back on there. Set our pulley in place. Goes that way. My key. Taped to the motor typically. It's going to be right about where it sits. Actually, it's not. No, that's right. Actually, no, it's not. It's supposed to go like this. This is my adjustment screw on this side. Not that it really matters. I think it would work either way. But we're going to put it back like it was. I'll give everything a good tighten down, but I like to keep my key right there at the end of the pulley. The alignment looks pretty good, and we'll check the alignment with the belt too. But I'm right back where I started, so it ought to be fine. And then we'll get an amp draw and everything. Let's go get the electric. Q, get in there. It is wired for high volts. I don't know how well, you probably can't see it, but that's how they come wired. Get that out of the way so I can get disconnected. Get our cover back on. Go around, we'll get the belt on. We gotta replace the contactor still. And this will rub, so don't forget to put your plastic grommet back in. Make sure you tighten it down. If your wires are sitting here hanging with the vibration, they will rub out eventually. Now that our motor's connected, let's look at what it should ohm out like, since we didn't see that the other day. There's a 3.3. Get the other leg. 3.3. And last leg. If I can get it, it was going to be 3.3. 3.3. So that's what most of all of your three-phase motors or compressors, whatever it may be, should all mount and look like. They should all be the same. Now, let's get the contactor. Shown this before with these belts, but we don't roll these belts on and off. Might be appropriate sometimes with these trains. Get it snug right there, and then this outside nut is your adjustment nut, so that will allow me to adjust if I go the right way. Allow me to adjust the tension. It moves that pulley that way. Just keep in mind you can go a little bit less because the pulley's leaning in here. It's going to pull out when I lock it down. It's a lock nut on the inside. Do not tighten this nut. Only adjust with it. If you tighten it, the bolt inside will push out of here and you'll never be able to adjust it right again. So that tension looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. It's not too tight. It spins a whole lot better than the other one. Now, kick it on, put our panels back on first, and get an amp draw. Our amp draw, let's see, we're 480 volts, so it's going to be 6.3. I'll go ahead and throw this out there because it's something I hadn't considered, but notice anything odd about this evaporator? That's copper, it's not aluminum. The old tube and fin. So I thought they were still doing the aluminum. They do have the micro channel condenser, but curious to know why they switched over. I know they had some issues with some, or we had some issues with some high static and different applications that we were actually drawing moisture and condensation off of the coils. But I just caught my eye and didn't realize they were still using the tube and fin. Alright, so nothing's hooked up, so I shouldn't have a call or anything. Voltage on. We're going to bump the contactor first. When we see our arrow, we're just going to make sure our rotation's correct. Make sure it doesn't go boom, because the last one did. Sounds pretty good. Don't see anything crazy. Going the right direction. So we'll put this panel back on and get amp draws. Now that we're ready here, really tight in here, so I made me a little spot right there to get my amp draw. Actually, I don't even need in there. Right there, test. There goes the blower. .4. That looks good. I can get on anything else. .3. Come on, do what I want you to do. 4.0. Can deal with that. I'm gonna leave my amp clamp on there. I'm gonna put it back on, leave it on there for a little while. I'm gonna run the heat because it's a little cool in the space and they wanted heat. Trying to heat that space up because they got no controls. So basically when I leave, this is gonna set off until they get their controls connected. Pick up all our trash and go from there. Cycle this guy and watch everything run. Let's go test. You can see our RTRM flashing. So it's blower. The second short is economizer. Then cooling. I don't know why it shut off. That was cooling 1, cooling 2. There it went back. Might have hit it too long or something. That's both cooling stages. Oh, we got reheat. I heard it. I didn't even notice that. So that's reheat. Hot gas is now going. Second stage is still cooling. First stage is sending hot gas. The next stage should be, sounded like I caught a piece of paper or something. Second stage, or the last one, will be my heat. And if it's a 2-stage valve, I don't see anything. I'm not sure what the hell that was. It sounded like maybe that receipt that I pulled out there. Actually, I can see it right there on that fan blade. There's a sticker. I'll pull that off there before I leave, but let's make sure the heat fires. It's gonna go through a 30-second pre-purge, and if they're the same as the old ones, it's gonna have a negative pressure gas valve. We'll find one of those soon enough and go over that. That's a negative pressure valve, and that lit off nice and smooth. You'll hear those valves if they're not adjusted correctly. Negative 0.2, I think. They'll and you'll hear them vibrate and make that noise when they try to fire off. But that sounds good. So we're gonna leave it at that. I'm not here to do a startup, so I'll get that piece of paper off the damn fan blade and go from there. I'm not sure who's doing a startup or if they've already done a startup, but not my job. Just here to fix it. So leave the cherry better than found it, guys. Leave me a comment. See you guys on the next one.